It was a sunny Saturday in Miami, and the beachfront apartment of Jake Carter and his girlfriend, Emily Stone, buzzed with their usual weekend energy. Jake, a 28-year-old graphic designer with a knack for pushing boundaries, had a reputation among their friends for his elaborate pranks. Emily, a 26-year-old nurse with a sharp wit, loved Jake's humor but often warned him not to cross the line. Their relationship, a fiery mix of passion and playfulness, thrived on mutual teasing. But today, Jake's latest idea would test that balance in ways neither could predict. Jake lounged on the couch, scrolling through his phone, when a mischievous grin spread across his face. He'd been planning a prank for weeks, inspired by viral videos he'd seen online. The idea was simple but bold. He'd pretend to propose to Emily, only to reveal it was a fake out, swapping the ring for a cheap toy. He imagined her laughing, maybe chasing him around the apartment in mock anger, their friends roaring at the footage he'd post online. To Jake, it was the perfect way to spice up their weekend and maybe even go viral. He didn't tell Emily. She'd never agree to being filmed unaware, but he convinced himself she'd love it once the shock wore off. Emily, meanwhile, was in the kitchen, humming as she prepped smoothies. She'd had a tough week at the hospital, and Jake's goofy, among other things, had promised to make today special. She had no idea what was coming. Their friends, Marcus and Lila, were invited over for a casual hangout, but Jake had secretly asked them to bring a hidden camera. Marcus, always up for chaos, agreed, while Lila hesitated, warning Jake that Emily might not take kindly to being the butt of a public joke. Jake brushed it off. "She'll be fine," he said. "She loves my pranks." The plan unfolded that afternoon. Jake suggested a walk on the beach, knowing Emily adored sunset strolls. Marcus and Lila tagged along, the camera discreetly rolling. Jake's heart raced as he led Emily to a spot by the water where he'd planted rose petals earlier. The setup was perfect. Waves crashing, sky glowing orange, and Emily's eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Emily," Jake began, dropping to one knee as her hands flew to her mouth. The air thickened with tension. "You're my everything. Will you marry me?" He opened a velvet box, revealing what looked like a diamond ring. Emily's gasp was audible, her eyes brimming with tears. Marcus zoomed in, capturing every second. "Yes," she cried, reaching for Jake. But as she did, he snapped the box shut, swapped it for a plastic ring with a cartoonish gem, and burst out laughing. "Gotcha! It's a prank," he shouted, doubling over. Marcus howled, but Lila's face froze in horror. Emily's expression crumbled. The joy drained from her eyes, replaced by a mix of humiliation and fury. "A prank?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Before Jake could respond, she turned and stormed off, leaving the petals scattered in the sand. Back at the apartment, the fallout was explosive. Emily locked herself in their bedroom, ignoring Jake's knocks. "Come on, babe, it was just a joke," he pleaded through the door. But to Emily, it wasn't funny, it was cruel. She'd dreamed of a future with Jake, and for a fleeting moment, she believed it was real. The public setup, with Marcus filming, made it worse. She felt like a prop in Jake's quest for attention. Lila confronted Jake in the living room. "You went too far," she said, her voice low but sharp. "You made her look like an idiot." Marcus, still chuckling, defended Jake. "She'll get over it. It's just content, man." But Jake's confidence wavered. Had he misjudged Emily's reaction? The silence from the bedroom gnawed at him. Hours later, Emily emerged, her face pale but composed. "I need space," she said, her words cutting like glass. "You think everything's a game, Jake, but my feelings aren't." She grabbed her keys and left, leaving Jake staring at an empty doorway. Marcus stopped filming, suddenly aware of the gravity. Lila shook her head. "You better fix this," she warned. The next day, Jake tried calling Emily, but she didn't answer. He scoured their favorite spots, her yoga studio, the coffee shop, but she was nowhere. Panic set in. What if she was done with him for good? The prank, meant to be a harmless laugh, had fractured something real. Social media didn't help. Marcus had posted a clip before Jake could stop him, and it was spreading. Comments poured in. "Hilarious. What a jerk. She deserves better." The internet was split, and Jake's name was trending for all the wrong reasons. Desperate, Jake tracked Emily to her sister's house. Standing outside, he poured his heart out. "I'm an idiot," he admitted, his voice raw. I thought it'd be funny, but I didn't think about how it'd hurt you. I love you, Emily. For real." She listened from the porch, arms crossed, her anger softened by his sincerity, but not gone. "Love isn't enough if you don't respect me," she said. "You need to grow up." The climax came when Emily agreed to talk, but on her terms. They met at a quiet park, no cameras, no audience. Jake apologized again, promising to delete the video and rethink his pranks. Emily laid out her ultimatum: no more public stunts, or they were done. "I want a partner, not a prankster," she said. Jake nodded, the weight of her words sinking in. For the first time, he saw the line he'd crossed. In the end, they didn't break up, but the trust was bruised. Jake pulled the video offline, though screenshots lingered. He swore off pranks, focusing instead on rebuilding what he'd nearly lost. Emily gave him a chance, but she made it clear, one more stunt, and she'd walk. The resolution was bittersweet. Love survived, but the scars remained. What do you think? Was Jake's prank just harmless fun, or did he go too far? How would you handle a prank like this in your relationship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear your take. And if this story got you thinking, share it with a friend. Let's keep the conversation going.